Hey, what's up? What's up, world? It's me, your girl Angela. Welcome to the Beat You Talk Show. Now, you guys, so I decided to bring my husband, Woody Warren, on today because Wednesday we will be married 26 years. That's right, say it with me, 26 years. And so I wanted him to tell his story as far as being married to a woman that's scarred. That's right, being married to a woman that's scarred. The reason why I said that is because I listen to what's going on. I see people going around saying that they don't want to be married, or everybody is saying that marriage is hard. I even see my single friends saying that they can't get married. So I decided to let Woody come on and have this conversation. Why this conversation? Because people don't want to be committed to people who have issues. And yes, I had issues, I had trauma, I had hurt, I had been scarred. He married a woman with 3 kids. You guys, not only did I have 3 kids, but I had 3 kids and 2 baby daddies. These days, jokers don't want anybody who have kids. They're not ready for a ready-made family. And so I wanted Woody to come on because I think he's a man of value. I think he's a man of honor. And I wanted him to just talk about how was he able to endure a woman that has scars. So everybody just give up some hearts and welcome my husband, my friend, to the front, Woody Warren. Okay, sorry. Hey, babe.
Hey, sure.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, first of all, thank you for saying yes. I know I took you out of your comfort zone because you like to be behind the camera, and I can't do what I do without you. So I thank you. And so I know that we had a little issue, and that's because I'm trying to make you do 2 things at one time. So I apologize.
That's okay.
So do me a favor and just introduce yourself to the people. They don't know you. You're a
Yeah,
stranger.
they do.
They don't know you.
They know Woody Warren. You know, that person that, oh, I know you from Facebook. And her Facebook, not mine.
Okay.
Because I'm not on Facebook.
No, he's not on Facebook, but if
Yeah.
you want, so first of all, thank you again for saying
No
yes
problem.
to this. Thank you for being vulnerable, because some of the things we're going to talk about is going to cause us to be vulnerable. It's going to cause, I hope it causes discussions, but I also hope that it gives someone hope that they can hold on a little while longer, and that it may not start out perfect, but as long as you know God or you're committed, and it takes someone being committed. And I can honestly say you was committed to us.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
And so go ahead.
What do you mean by scarred? Because everybody's scarred. If you want to know the truth, everybody's scarred.
Okay.
Whether they or not they recognize that it's scarred. That's the issue.
Okay.
It's not really the issue being scarred, because everybody's scarred in one way or another.
Okay, so when I say a woman that's scarred, you married me with a lot of scandal behind me, even before we got married or when we first got married. The way we met. When I say scarred, and everyone know that I was in same-sex relationship before we got married. And someone may say, well, how were you okay to marry a woman who was coming out of the same-sex relationship?
You said coming out. So you weren't in it. That's the first thing. If you were in another relationship, no matter what kind of relationship, then that's a different game changer. But for me, you're not in that relationship. You've changed. You say you changed. You're doing something different. Face value. I mean, you can't judge people for what they've done. If that's the case, we all wouldn't go anywhere in life.
Were you ashamed? Because I was known, you was known. I'm a hairstylist, you was a barber. Was you ashamed to call me your wife? Were you ashamed to be a part of me?
No, I wasn't ashamed. And you know what? And again, that brings me to how we treat people as a whole differently. It's okay society-wise for a woman to be in a same-sex relationship, but yet they judge men totally different from being in the same sex relationship. So the stigma of women is not seen as in
Different.
well, it's totally it seems totally different in the world's view of things. They're not so quick to condemn a woman, but they're very quick to condemn a man, per se. So you saying, well, people knew, yeah, but people didn't speak on it the way they do. They speak on the guy that's coming out of the same sex relationship going into marriage. They don't want to give him a chance.
Yeah, I won't.
See,
Yeah, and it may
See.
be wrong. It could be double standard.
it is a double
It
standard.
could be not right. But me personally,
Right.
this is why I asked this question: how you deal with the woman that came out of a relationship with another woman? Because me personally, I could not date a man knowing that he slept with another man. Because I just think you cannot compare. I talked to my sisters about this today. I just think a cootie cat can't match up to a booty hole. I just
I being straight, that I can't say that.
yeah.
So competition, I wouldn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
So in the realms of things of me looking at a woman, I don't look at a man like that.
Mm.
But you're saying women are saying they can't compete with a man.
Okay. So
men don't think that way.
okay, so that
Straight men don't think that way.
okay. Well,
Now, gay women would be probably agreeing with you.
okay, but we're not really. I don't know how we got that deep into it because
But you asked the
we're
question.
not. I'm just saying. But I was saying this for the men and a woman because me personally, I'm going to say this and I'm going to go on a record again. I'm not judging anyone.
Right.
I feel like you have the right to
You're
live
saying
your
for
life
you personally.
however you want to live your life. I think whatever makes you happy. If you're not hurting anyone. I mean, if you want to be held accountable one way or the other, you have to do what's best for you. But for me, I'm saying I couldn't deal with someone who dealt with this.
And then on the same, a person has to respect your feelings on that.
Okay, so
I mean, think about it. The biggest problem we have is not accepting people's thoughts and feelings about something. We have a tendency to try to force our ideas on somebody else.
yeah, I don't want to do that. I'm not forcing. Right. I think you can do whatever you do, but I do feel like it's my choice from the beginning to say I want to deal with that and I don't want to deal with it. Your
belief system, your faith system is what it is, and nobody should try to change your thinking on it and your feelings on that, your beliefs on that, to go adverse to what you feel.
Correct.
And that's with everything. And that's that's with faith. I mean, there's religions out there, but there's only one God. That's what I feel.
Mm-hmm.
You can have as many religions as you want, but I feel there's only one God. But somebody else might come along and says, no, there's more. But I just respect them as that.
Okay.
And I'll leave it as that.
Okay. So we can sums it up that he never had a problem with me having a relationship with the same sex before him. Now,
not while we weren't married.
We wasn't married, no.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, okay. We was not married. Okay, so now here's the thing. We got married after being married, dated for 5 months.
Okay.
5 months. And so even in that, I think you taking me with 3 kids, not yours. And I've told this story before of the reason why I knew God had told me to marry you, and you also used to go to the house, bathe the kids, take the kids to the movies, do things with the kids when I was at work, and that answered the prayer that I had with God, my one-on-one time with God about what type of man I needed. And so you came into our life, you loved us from day one, but I wanted to say publicly, I've had said for years how when I first married you that I wasn't in love with you. Mm-hmm. I wanted to know, how did that make you feel as a man who was married to someone? And I feel like you at that time felt like you had gave me your all, but yet you hear me say when I married you I wasn't in love with you. Yeah,
but you said that years later. You didn't say that when we got married.
Right.
So that was during the learning process of one another. But the fact that I held on to was the fact that you love me and I loved you. Now, if you had said years later that I did not love you, we wouldn't be here today. I don't have a problem with the truth. I think people have a problem with, people understand that when you're lying to yourself, it's worse than lying to somebody else. People who've been in relationships 10, 20, 30 years and never loved each other, but they never told that they didn't love each other. Why is that? I think everybody deserves to be loved. So why would you put yourself and another person in a position where you're kept from that love? Because what I'm saying is, I'm not just saying the person, there might be one person in a relationship that truly loves, but the other person doesn't. And then the person that with all the love is like, oh, I'll change, they'll change, they'll change. You're lying to yourself if they've already been upfront and said, I don't love you. Why hold on to something that's not there?
And so what the question is how did that make you feel when you felt that I was saying I didn't love you? You was okay.
You didn't say that you did not love me. You said what?
I wasn't in love with you.
You wasn't in love with me, but like I said, now you didn't say that in the beginning.
I did say, I used to always say I loved you.
Right.
Which I did love you as a person, as for
so
who you were.
That sort of that would stick with a person, and it hurt, but I held on to the now. So I can't hold on to yesterday. Mm-hmm. Yesterday is gone. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago are gone. You can't bring that back. So I hold on today. Now, if you say today, I don't love you, then we have to deal with today and tomorrow.
Okay. And because you know I love you, right? I'm not just love you. You know I'm in love with you. Yeah.
So we hold on to that.
Yeah.
We ain't holding on to yesterday.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So if you guys have any question, please drop it in the comment, and we're gonna ask Woody whatever you say we're gonna ask him. But I want to also talk to you about, you married a woman with 3 kids, and you only had one of your own.
Right.
And so even with marrying me, I feel like it jeopardized or caused problems with your only child. I feel like marrying me with 3 kids, and it could be me, but I feel like you lost so much marrying me. Do you feel like you had to lose a lot for this relationship?
I feel that we gain and lose as we grow. In order to grow, we're gonna have to lose and gain. Now, were you the cause of that gain? No, per se, because I believe, after learning later on that I couldn't fulfill for somebody else what they wanted. It would have never have been. All right. The relationship me and you have would have never been in that household. My daughter, most definitely, she's my love. Do I wish it was much better than what it is? Yes, I do. But I understand some things. Does it hurt? Yeah. And I understand that people, especially when we're young, because we're talking 30 years ago, over 30 years ago. That wasn't going to be. That's not a relationship that was going to be. In hindsight, do I wish things were much better?
Or we did something different?
I would have done, I wish I could have.
Mm-hmm.
But would it have been a relationship to fulfill the happiness? No.
But do you feel like it's because you married me with 3 kids that you don't have the relationship that you want with your daughter like you have with our daughter?
No, I think me marrying you with 3 kids has affected someone else's opinion on their happiness and the hurt that could be brought against someone else because they're not happy.
Okay.
But you being the root of it, no, because it's my choice. So no, you can't say you're the reason why. If there's any blame for any, it would be mine. But I wouldn't put that blame on you and the kids for fulfilling that part of my life. Do I regret that part of my life being fulfilled? No, not at all. I have no regrets on fulfillment of my family on this side. But do I have regrets of how it ended up with my child and myself, where it's at today? Yes. But do I blame you? No, I don't.
Okay. Thank you for not blaming me. Sheila said, "Brother, you're killing this interview." Kimberly said, "Oh, the transparent. This is so good." And somebody just said, "Mr. Woody, hearts, hearts, hearts." So I guess they love you. They love you. And so I wanted to ask you another question: is that by me coming out of a same-sex relationship, having 3 kids, I had issues. I had trust issues. I had been hurt. I had been cheated on years before in every relationship. I have seen every male in my life commit adultery. Every male that I know, I have never ever seen one faithful. And so in that, it shows up in our relationship from the beginning. I was extremely mean. I at one point I started running the streets, and you never wavered with your love. So what is it that's in you, or what caused you to stay faithful to help me with my insecurity? And when I say that, because you give me your passwords to your phone, your password to your computer, you never tried to hide. And I think I just answered my question myself, that in that you allowed me to be secure, that you was not messing around on me. But I say you married me with rumors of me having affairs on you. Even 10 years down the line of getting married, I was in a scandal. And you stayed true to our marriage. What was it that caused you to stay faithful?
Faith.
Or what would you tell another man who went through some of the things that you went through?
I can't tell another man how to act or how to feel. It's faith. It's all about faith. I've never been a jealous person. I don't believe since I was probably real young. And I noticed what I learned at a young age, what jealousy does, how it destroys more than it helps. It's not helping anyone. So by the time we got married, late 20s, I was over those ages of running behind somebody, being, jealous. Where are you at? This and that. No, it's just not me. Now, like I said, I can't tell another person how to react, but I do believe what outcome I want is based upon my reaction to whatever's going on. How I react with you, if something negative between me and you is going on and I react in a negative way, it's not making it better. It's only gonna make it worse. So that alone was a plus to keep us together after 25 into 26 years. Again, I can't tell another person how to act or to think or anything like that, but I think men who do have trust issues, because I have trust issues, don't get me wrong, I have trust issues, but my trust issues are not in my relationship. Now, I have very big trust issues. When we talk about issues, scars, I have very big trust issues with people around me outside of my circle.
Is that why your circle's so small?
It's always been that way. If you ask my brother, he will always tell you what?
Everybody know you.
No, that ain't what he's saying.
What he
I mean, he might say something like that, but he's saying as far as ever since you was a child, he's always been good alone.
Yeah.
I've never been a person with that had to be around a lot of people, a lot of crowds. I never seek friendship, put it that way. I never was one of those people that needed someone else to identify who I am. First of all, So I'm not measured by another man's popularity. I can see a star in the street, very popular people I've met, but I treat them just like I treat everybody else. Hello, how you doing? I'm not a groupie type of person where I got to run and get the autograph.
Okay, but what answer the question?
The question is how? What?
I forgot.
About no, I said that. How, I've never been a jealous spirit person.
You've never been jealous. Okay. Sorry,
Never been a jealous spirit person. So I never had to battle myself.
Oh, with whether or not
you doing something wrong.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
So if you was doing something wrong, it's gonna come to light. But how I react to it is really where the trouble begins.
Yeah.
Not the action, it's the reaction.
You respond.
My response, my reaction to whatever's going on.
Okay.
If there was something going on that should not be going on, how a person reacts to that really defines how the relationship's gonna end up.
Okay. And so
there's ways to handle everything.
One thing I notice about you is that we don't have a lot of friends. Like you don't really have that many male friends, and we don't have that many couples as friends. Quality over quantity. Okay.
I always say that. I'm a quality type of person. I'm a patient person. Don't you think I'm patient?
Yeah, you're extremely patient.
Too patient for you?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes your patience get on my nerve.
Well, I am a patient person. But like I said, after being hurt in my younger days, I learned patience. It wasn't easy then. It's easy now. You know, it's a walk in the park. You know, I'm 56. I'll be 56 years old in January.
You old?
Yeah, I'm old. But I pray that during that time at 56, I've learned some things. I know some people over 60, over 70, and they still
don't have patience.
They don't have anything. They don't have anything to hold on to as far as quality of thinking is what I'm saying in the mind. It's a mind thing. It's all a mind thing. You can tell where their mind is at.
Okay. So I just wanted to ask you one more question.
One more?
Well, it's gonna probably run into another one. You are patient when it comes down to wanting things. How do you deal with a woman who wants everything and does not have? Well, I'm maybe a little now. She didn't have any patience, but yet you was able to stay balanced, and even in her complaining about you not at one point in time making money, how were you able to? How was you able to stay with her? Why you never left her?
Again, reactions. To jump up and leave because you're not a patient person. There was something there for you to learn just as much as for me to learn. Had money, been without money. Had money, been without money. Have money, ain't going that route no more. So, and then again, it's not about how much. It's not how much money you make. It's how much you keep. I feel a lot of impatience in our communities, with my people, is due to the love of money. Things they're not used to. They want a lot. They don't understand what it takes to get it. Mm-hmm. And once they do get it, they don't know what to do with it. They're not patient. So it's the same thing in relationships. You get that relationship. Somebody there's got to be a balance. It's got to be a give and a take.
And so what I'm hearing is that one of the main reasons why you were able to endure with us is because you mastered the thing called patience. Plus you had faith in God.
That was the key first. Patience came later. Faith first.
I-
Patience letters.
Yeah, and I noticed things you say, like when you understand the scripture where it said God. Tell us about that scripture, because you use that a lot. You said God told woman to do what?
He instructed
Man.
to love, right?
Uh-huh.
To love his wife. But he didn't tell a woman to love a man.
He did.
See, women don't have a problem with loving. This is my breakdown. Women don't have a problem with loving. They'll give love. They'll give it in more than one place. So they don't have a problem with love. So he didn't instruct them to love. He instructed her to respect. So my job was to learn to love the one. One. And once I mastered that, I'll get the respect. But we as people, we get it backwards. We want everybody to love and respect us, but we're not giving any love or respect. How could you expect something that you're not giving? So this is where patience comes. I can love you and you disrespect me, but if I continue to love you as God instructed me to, it's not for me to change you. It's your faith in him that will change the situation. So it's not my job to go outside and try to make someone do something. It's not. That's where we're getting God's business. It's not my job to try to make you love me. It's my job to love you.
And in the midst of that,
I
respect
you. Respect me
and love.
In love.
I love you. That's good. That's my.
I mean,
y'all.
I don't know the scripture verse by verse, but I do know what I feel about that verse.
Okay.
All right.
That's a good feel. That's a good feel. And so this is why you feel strongly, because I've noticed that we try to hang around people, but as soon as you hear a man say something negative about a woman, you be like, don't invite me nowhere else with them. Why is that? You be like, I'm not going.
It depends on what they're
I'm
saying.
not going nowhere with them.
It just depends on what they're saying. It's not the fact that he's saying something about the woman. Now, you're talking something specific, and those particular times, that was abusive. It was straight out abusive. And no, I don't want to be part of that. Now, I'll pray for her, but if she chooses to deal with that, that's her choice. I can't judge her on that. And I can't instruct her to do anything with that, because God might be working on them, but it's not my place to be in the midst of that, because that's not what I want.
So if any man that's talking negative about,
I ain't saying that now.
I'm saying it because I seen it. I seen that numerous times, y'all. If you ever want to go out with Woody and I, okay, and if you and Woody and your husband be left alone, if your husband ever say something negative about you and we don't go out anymore, well, if you and I we go out as a couple, if we don't go out anymore, no, your husband said something negative about you and Woody didn't want him to be in his circle. Period. Am I lying? Am I lying?
I ain't saying you're lying, but it may be more than that. It may be more than the conversation that you heard.
Okay.
But I don't go back repeating people's conversations.
I know you didn't. I didn't say that.
You know, I'm just saying, I don't go back repeating conversations. But if the conversation get twisted, I'm straight on out of that.
Okay.
That's just me.
All righty. Well, I think, yeah, those are my questions that I have for you. Woody, Apostle Sheila said, protect the woman. How do you feel 26 years later? Do you feel the same about me as a person, as a wife, as you did 26 years from now? From then to now?
No, I don't. I don't feel the same. I feel more in love today than I did 26 years ago. Every day is a new lesson. So no, I can't say I feel the same. Am I the same size as I was 26?
Heck no.
Okay.
Neither am I.
So change.
Change
Changes for the better.
I think that well, when I look at you as far as our marriage on your behalf, I don't think anything has changed, because you've always catered to me. You always, tried to give me my all. You've always, went without for me and the children. You've always sacrificed. And sometimes I feel like I used to ask you, I used to say things like, Woody, you're not stuck with us. If you
Right.
want to do better or you feel like you could do better, you're not stuck with us.
And why is
that
that?
comes
Why
from,
did you? What did you say? Why would you
that
say
comes
those things?
from the scars.
Okay.
That comes from feeling like take away finance. I didn't add to you because you did so much for me. You're the one that you clean the bathrooms, you go to the grocery store, you used to take the kids to school back and forth. Not only my kids, my nieces and nephews, you've always done those things. So at a point, I feel like I didn't add to your life. Where I saw value in you for mine, I didn't see any value in me for your life.
So you put that insecurity on me to say you can leave.
Yes, because not so much insecurity.
No, that was insecurity.
No, but at the same time, I didn't want you to feel stuck because
you was feeling insecure in the relationship.
But because I loved you,
right,
and I cared for you, I didn't want you to be in a relationship where you were not being fed. I'd rather let you go than to let you die in this relationship.
So you was that was a selfless act to say you free to go.
Yeah. My sister saying,
hey, your mind, that's a selfless act.
No, I know.
No, I'm saying you was feeling that you was holding me back.
Correct. I wasn't thinking.
So you were saying, okay,
I wasn't trying to be the righteous person. I just felt like I would want someone to let me go if I wasn't being fulfilled.
And that would be the right thing to do if it's what you did, if that's what you wanted. But it sounds to me that is not what you wanted. You felt that you was doing it because you thought it would benefit me, not benefit us.
Correct. Right. Because I have felt like I've gotten something out of it.
But a marriage is about us.
Yeah, but you're not listening to me.
Okay.
I felt like I got something out of the marriage. I felt like you added to my life. Okay. I didn't see where I added to your life. You came to me with, no baggage. I come to you with 3 kids. Well, you had a little baggage.
I had baggage. I had issues.
But I didn't see those things, and people, and then not to mention this thing that I had to deal with, and it was insecurity. Right. That people always said, "Oh, you're so lucky," on my behalf of you marrying me, but never like I was chopped liver of you marrying. And I always said, "What? They're wrong. They were wrong then because they didn't know us. They only knew what they saw in me, but they didn't get to know the true person of you and how you fulfill my life, how you made me whole. They didn't get to know you." And a lot of people don't. It's a lot of one-sidedness in relationships when it comes to people on the outside looking in. They don't see the whole picture. They only see one room at a time. They don't see the room come together. You're looking in one window, you go to another window, you see something different. But they're not inside where they can look around and see the whole thing come together. And that's what you got to do with us. I'm not inviting nobody in. So I really don't care what the people on the outside think. And I've always said that. I don't care what they say. Haven't I? Yeah. Okay. I just want to make that clear. Yeah. Okay. But this is why I said But they were wrong. Okay. I mean, because they were wrong. Y'all wrong. You got to get to know the woman. Yeah, because I know that because you don't know me. You see her, so you better get to know her. Nobody sees me nowadays. Oh, they always see me. No, when I'm with you. We be in the airport, it's you. Yeah. It's not me. But they see me because you allow me to be me. You never try to stop me from being me. And I would never do that. Yeah. That's another thing I would never do. And yeah, that might get me to walk away from somebody too. So holding them down, the guys that don't want to be seen, don't want to be heard, that type of stuff. I don't believe in it. Yeah. And I say that I felt like I didn't add value to you because you cater more so to me. But I think I know I do add value to you and
Right.
us because I cover us all in prayer.
Right.
I listen to the voice of God for us. Not to
Mhm.
mention that I nurture you. I take care of your physical needs as well.
Right.
And so I just feel like sometimes because you have to learn to make rules in your own marriage. You have to get to the point where you do what's best for your marriage. And sometimes because someone do one thing in a marriage, you feel like because you're not doing it, or vice versa, because your spouse is not doing it, and then there's something wrong with the way you guys are living or the way your marriage is. And so you have to learn that you have to make the rules in your own marriage. It's nothing black and white. It's nothing that's telling you what should or should not, as long as you're respecting one another. So I've learned that I do show up in a positive manner in your life. I learned that I have added value to your life.
Right.
I learned that I have even introduced you to a better life.
Right.
And so in that, I'm okay with us, you know. I'm okay, but I wanted to have these conversations because I know that there's people out there that saw us when we first got married.
Mhm.
And when we first got married, I was one of those that never had a problem with telling when we had a problem. And I do feel like the reason why we're able to overcome is because I shared. I never swept anything in the rug under the rug.
Mhm.
I never pretended that our marriage was something that it wasn't.
Right.
And I think because I didn't paint a picture that was not livable, able to live up to, we was able to sustain ourselves and go through those hard times because in our marriage it was truth.
Right.
And I think truth is what kept us together.
That's true. Hold on a second. Let me check something real quick. Okay, your mic was off.
Okay, so that's the technology working.
Um,
So anyway, let's see. Um, any questions? I don't know if I see any questions, but everybody said. You guys have any questions for Woody? Woody, do you have any last remarks or anything you want to say to the people? Yes, it's all about living in truth. I live. When God gave me Be True to You, it wasn't just about Be True to You as far as church. It was about Be True to me as far as my entire life, the way I live my life, you guys. I tell people this all the time. What you see at work, you're going to see at home. What you see at church, you're going to see in the streets. I am who I am. And I tell people, like, listen, if I was a cursor, if I curse you out at home, I'm going to curse you out at work. I'm never going to put on two faces. I'm not going to do that. But I do know how to act according to where I'm at. And so, how do we keep things fresh? Sexually, Vernica, is that what you're talking about? How do you keep things fresh? Well, when it comes down to keeping things fresh, I'm the fresh keeper. Yeah, I'm the fresh keeper. You know, I do things that shock him. And I think that's how do we keep things fresh. I play with him a lot. I play with him in public, and I play with him that make him blush. I'm constantly letting him know that I want him. It's not just that when he get in the bed, we do it all day. And I think when I say we do it all day, we make contact all day. He's always touching on me. I'm always touching on him, and we have conversation, and that's how we keep it fresh. You know, I go to sleep holding him.
Yeah, but
and when I say I go to sleep holding him, I go to sleep holding him. I go to sleep holding Fred. You know, I let Fred get comfortable.
I think they understand.
I want Fred to know me.
But I think it has to get to that point. If you are in a place where things are not good, you're gonna have to get to that point to get to know each other and to really care about one another. Because that's the thing. Again, if one cares and one doesn't, and they're not letting it be known, there's not going to be any chance for that. There's got to be a neutral ground there.
Yeah.
And then if they have let it be known that you're not the one that they want,
Ain't no freshness gonna be
there's
there.
no freshness in that.
Yeah,
You're beating a dead horse.
yeah,
Move on to not. Don't look at it as you're giving up something to for them. You gotta look at what you're doing to yourself
or for yourself.
and for yourself.
Sometimes you
Because
have to be selfish.
yeah, in a sense like that, you have to be selfish
Yeah.
because it's just as important to keep yourself happy as it is to keep somebody else happy.
Yeah, and I think the last 10 years, maybe the last 16 years, but the last 10 years, sex, and I'm gonna say sex, making love, has really been good. And that's because we're into each other. We love each other. He's my best friend. We spend more time. People always say, well, how can y'all spend all day together? We spend all day together. If I'm at work, he dropped me off. He picked me up. Yes, we have one car. So he take me to work. He picked me up for work. And if I'm not busy and he's not busy, then he's there with me. If I leave, I'm going to lunch with him. If I go to pick up products, he's taking me. And then we're home together. We're everywhere together. But it's okay because he is my best friend. And I used to hate when people say that. My sister Sheila and her husband, my brother-in-law, they say that from day one. From the time they got married, like, oh, they're best friend. I was like, ain't no way he's your best friend. But I understand it now. I understand it. I get that. And then I really don't want to go anywhere that you can't go. So back to the question. Sex is so much better when you like your partner. And I don't just love him. I like him. And I think that's what makes it stay fresh. Yeah?
I agree.
Okay. What else? I don't know why my sister Mary laughing so hard. She's so weak. She's probably weak because I said I go to sleep holding Fred, and I want Fred to react to me when he feel my touch, that he know it's me, and when it's not me, it just shrivel on up and go on sleep. Yes, that's what I want. Yes. So anyway, O'Brien says 19 years and he's still my best friend. Yes. You have to like your spouse, and it takes more than just loving them. You have to like them. And even in liking him, he get on my nerves. Sometimes I get on his nerves. But what we don't do, we don't yell at each other. We used to have an issue yelling when we first got married, but that went away. I'm not a yeller. I can, but only when I feel like I'm not being heard. But if I tell him in a tone that I don't like the way his tone is, or vice versa, we have gotten to the point where we respect each other and we know how to, retreat to the point where we can talk to each other like we deserve.
Yeah. No, that's it. Unless you got another question in there somewhere.
No, I don't have another question. We're gonna just tell you all thank you. Never go to sleep mad. We have been to sleep mad. I know people say that, but that's just not reality to me. If you're married for years, there's gonna be some times when you're gonna go to sleep mad, and I know they tell us that.
Don't make it happen.
We try not to make it happen. Of it, correct? Yeah. Yes, we did have to learn to be best friends, and well, that's about it. Everybody said it was a great show.
It's just like you learning to be a best friend to anybody else. Going to school, you just automatically became a best friend. You had to learn each other.
Well, you automatically fell in love with me 5 months and you married me. How did you marry somebody after 5 months?
Who says?
You
married me.
Yeah, whatever.
You married me after 5 months, right? It ain't like I married you and you didn't marry me.
This is true. We married each other after 5 months. And 5 months, and people always say, how long you and your husband dated? 5 months. And y'all, what? 26 years?
Yeah, I've known people to be married, dated for 10 years and be married for 1. So how that works, I don't know.
Yeah, and I just feel like, I think it was you, Woody. It was you and my friends and family that I was surrounded around, because when you're married to someone, if you have an issue, if you're surrounded by the wrong people, you give up easily because you got the nay sales telling you, girl, if I was you, I wouldn't do this. Girl, if I wanted to do that. And so this is what I tell most people when you're married and you're going through, stay in the house, because when you outside, the world wants you to think what you got at home is not worth fighting for.
Right.
And so the worst thing you could do is leave home angry. Right?
That is true.
Okay. So that's my last question, you
Yeah.
guys. You have anything to say, Woody?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Just
Well,
remember the Catch Your Second Win
okay.
conference coming up.
Also, as of today, this was Be True to You, Doing Life with Angela. What was it? Grand finale.
Season finale.
Season finale. We will not be on Doing Life with Angela Page as far as the Be True to You Talk Show anymore. So make sure you guys go and like the Be True to You Talk Show page. That's right. Be True to You Talk Show page. We're going to start filming there starting next Monday. Next Monday we will have Patricia Griffin, and we're going to talk about what marriage look like. And so this is just going to segue into that, and it's going to be on Doing Life Be True to You Talk Show page. Also, you guys, we have a Be True to You Talk Show YouTube page as well as Instagram, and it's the same on all three pages. Be True to You Talk Show. Please like, share, and follow us.
Subscribe
on YouTube.
Subscribe, and give us a thumbs up on YouTube. It helps out a lot.
Yeah.
But most definitely share it and subscribe.
Yeah, help us. We can't be known. We can't grow without you guys. So please, we need you to just put your fingers to the work and just push that button, like, subscribe, and
it's not hard to just start a YouTube account. So it doesn't cost anything. Just go on, start your Be True to You page, just like you did with Facebook and Instagram and everything else, and then subscribe.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Thank you. And also make sure you get your ticket for Catch Your Second Win conference,
Right.
December 3rd from 10 to 2. It's going to be in Fort Lauderdale, True by Hilton. We're going to have Joan Wrightgood as a speaker, Sheila O'Brien, Apostle Clive O'Brien, and we have the intercessor, the one and only, Pastor Mary Lewis. You guys do not want to miss it. And so please come out. I believe that this is going to get you ready to move into 2023. I believe it's going to breathe life back into your dreams and your purpose. I believe it's going to cause you to start back expecting some things from God. It's going to cause you to express what you want. And it's also going to cause you to expand. And so you want to get your ticket. You can get your ticket by Zelling 954-298-0183, 954-298-0183, or you can cash out me at Angela Lewis Warren, just like my name, Angela Lewis Warren. You do not want to miss it. And thank you so much again for being with us this whole time. Thank you for liking it. Thank you for sharing. Hey, remember, we're looking to use this platform to help. We're looking to interview you, for you to share your story and let people know that if God did it for you, he could do it for them too. We want to use this platform to make a difference. Yes, it's ministry, but at the same time, we're using it to make a difference. So it's your platform. This is your safe place to share your story that you can uplift, encourage someone else to move forward. So with that being said, thank you guys again. We love you so much. Like, share, and comment. Catch Your Second Win tickets on sale now. And yeah, and everything you do, always be true to you. I love you and I mean it. Bye.
Hey, what's up, world? It's me, your girl, Angela. Making sure you get your ticket for the next event. Catch Your Second Win. That's right. Catch Your Second Win. You do not want to miss this. This is going to be the event of the year. See you at True by Hilton in Fort Lauderdale. We have a guest speaker, Joan Wrightgood, a coach, a mentor, an entrepreneur. You want to meet her, as well as the awesome Apostle Sheila O'Brien. She's going to help you renew your mind. And we have one of the most powerful intercessor, Mary Lewis. Come out, you guys. You do not want to miss it. Again, we're going to be at True by Hilton in Fort Lauderdale. Can't wait to see you. Remember, in everything you do, always always be true to you.